Why, hello there, fellow civil engineers. Rodamont here. Thank you for tuning in to Timberborn 1.0. Episode 21, Creating a Path for All Badwater. So one thing you'll notice is over here, this Badwater rig, this is the first time that normally bad tide water would be spilling out of here, and obviously it's not, because we capped it. So there's nothing generating water over here, which means hypothetically, not that I'm going to do it because I don't want to flood this building, we don't need these floodgates. Obviously I'm going to leave them in because it's filling this aquifer, but, ooh, you know what? I'm going to fill these up to 0.2, and this is now going to be 0.95, because I don't need water flowing this way anymore. It actually doesn't help me, it would hurt me, because all it would do is it would flood my Badwater rig and be annoying. So all of the water in this section is going to flow into this river on purpose. I'm glad I caught that, because that would have been obnoxious. Alright, down to the tunnel level. How are we doing? Because I'm sure we have a lot of planks. Oh, we really don't. Is this because... No, it's not too far. We just haven't blown it up. Priorities and all. So our main water supply is now filling back up. I'm going to add one more pumper just to get the large water tank back up to the level we're used to. And then once it is, I'll need to fire that water pumper because I don't need to there. It looks good. We also don't need to pause this one anymore, this zip station, because it doesn't get harmful during regular seasons. And it shouldn't get harmful during bad tides either due to this diverter. So we're... yeah, that's a pretty healthy addition. Alright, it's getting close. I think I am going to go and make another dynamite factory. Or explosives factory. I think that's consistently been the bottleneck. And, I mean, whatever, more bombs. It will be bad watered if there's bad water from the main water source. Yes, so if the main water source is coming in, that is true. During the bad tides, bad water comes out of here. And there is another way to reroute that, which we could actually... Let's do that now. Fix the irrigation tunnel. And plan for bad tides. So one way to do that is this river here, having a floodgate there, and then diverting this here, if this can handle the flow of both, which it probably can't. I'll probably need to widen it. Which is fine. So I think in order to widen it, I'm going to blast this, and ironically, maybe blast there, and then build up dirt here. And then blast that. Which means I only need a double floodgate. Double floodgates there. Double platforms here. And that should allow me to divert. So let's go ahead and make this highest priority more than even the horseshoe explosions, so that we can ensure that the bad tides when flowing out of the primary water source doesn't affect anything that we don't want get polluted. No, and it's a drought, so moot. But still, we'll do it as a high priority. Because sooner or later, it will not be a drought. It will be bad tides. I don't know why bad tides. We're just like dodging all the bad tides, but whatever. Traits delivered. With all the dirt that we're going to need for this project, I'll reopen the dirt excavator. I'm sure my beavers are thrilled to be working there again. As that thing, like, murders them. And the tunnel, I would say, is maybe like a quarter, almost a third done. But almost all the explosives are going to be used up here, so it's a bad measure. You're working on this first? Okay. Yes. Recipe, thank you. Explosives. Because eventually we'll want, like, fireworks for good, well-being, but not yet. Well, this layer of explosives is nearly done. One. Come on. Oh my god. Come on. You guys are messing with me. There we go. Kaboom! That is quite the depth. Alright, pausing just for a second, because I want to make sure I get the depth correctly. So it is a 2 deep from here. Yes. And here I'll prioritize it to high. And then all we have left is that center pillar to get rid of. And we'll be done. And then to probably build the rest of the ladder or stairwell. So, do you think we're going to hit max drought this season? Personally, I think it's quite likely that we hit a 30-day. You don't think so? I could have taken predictions, but with only 0.7 days left, I don't think there's really time for predictions. It also looks like we're running, I'm not going to say low on planks, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to keep making planks. Just gonna add a little bit more plank making here. Some of our planks might just be incorporated into these tunnels in here. Not many, only 10. Well, we'll see in just a moment. So pausing the bad tide collectors. They are no longer needed. I'm going to temper... Well, I actually... Nope, 26. It's actually a shorter drought than before. It doesn't only ramp up, obviously. And I actually kind of like it like that. It's not like predictable where it's like only ever increases, because that would be honestly kind of, if it was predictable in that way, I think it would be boring. So I appreciate that there's an element of randomness that you have to contend with. All right, I'm gonna guess we have enough dirt collected already, which means I'm gonna start collecting bad tide water for now, as we're kind of low. And as far as the tunnel goes, I highly doubt we've made any progress because it's not high priority. Nope. Still just sitting there. Riza, thank you for the resub. My goodness, the volume of water that is in this thing. Hey, welcome from YouTube. Pleasure to have you here. No, I guess I'm okay with them keep making extract. Can the bad events also be very short again? No, generally not. Things are only going to get worse, but they're not. So it's never going to go back to like a 1-day drought. You know, I might maybe see like a 25-day drought or like a 24-day drought, but it's never going to be like 2 days, no problem. Because it is like a difficulty ramp that isn't steady upwards, but it's like trends upwards. And so I don't have the exact math on that, but that's, no, I'm sure answers your question. All right, the other thing we're going to need is once we blast here, we're going to also need 2 floodgates there as well. But we can place those floodgates from this spot. So this is the last place I want to blast, so we can lay everything else out in the meantime. Or maybe actually I'll put the floodgates here, so we can have a platform here so we can walk on this thing. That makes more sense. That way we can actually build this more easily. But yeah, we'll go with that. Alright, I'm going to pause this for now. We have 0 unemployment, 0 unfilled roles, 7 injured. And the highest priority here is going to continue to be the true final bad tide diverter, so that all bad tide water just does not pool where we want clean water to stay. Would not a dam be enough there? Like if we just dam this up and let it flow back over the source tile? We could do that. I mean, we have the capacity. I just don't really like... I don't like the worry of bad tide water trying to get dammed up to flow back over when it would so easily go into this vat instead, poisoning all of our irrigation. Right? I'd rather be safe than sorry. So there's a lot of different ways to solve this problem, but this is the way that I want and prefer to do it. Also, this looks cool. I like big earth-moving projects. I'm also going to fill, like, the pothole here, because if there's bad tide water, I don't want it sitting there. I'd rather have it flowing out. Yeah, I suppose so the reason I want a second set of flow gates is I don't want my fresh water to flow off map. So if I don't have floodgates here, fresh water goes off map instead. Because it won't just go down here, it will go also over there. Unless there's some sort of lip built in. I suppose I could blast this 1 deep rather than 2 deep, so there's a natural lip, so that as long as these floodgates are set to 0, it flows south, and if they're set to above 1 rather, they go west, but I think it's going to be easier if I just have 2 floodgates. It's not like the cost of the floodgates are going to harm me in any way. So 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, and if there's a lip, I'd be holding on to Badwater that wouldn't get flushed off the map. Exactly. So there's a separate issue potentially with that as well. Essentially what I'm trying to say is this may not be the most efficient way to solve this problem, but I'm also not necessarily trying to only do the most efficient way to solve a problem. I kind of like creative solutions anyway, as a personal preference, so this off-brand strange, I mean, everything has not been like copy and pasting other people's solutions. I just don't like to do that, personally. I'd rather come up with my own solutions than use copy pasta ones. So this, let's say levee. Yeah, this is like a sludge levee. This sludge levee is nearly done being built. Alright, we have lost pathing to that section. Oh, I didn't realize it goes naturally lower, but that's totally fine. We'll have a lip there. It's not one that's going to fill up with, like, bad water or anything like that, because it flows down, not up. And then we'll want a platform there. And then from that platform, we'll be able to build a triple floodgate. Actually, yeah, but, I'm going to change the layout a little bit. Because if I built the triple floodgate... So, let me put this back. If I built the triple floodgate here, it would trap water there, which I do not want. I don't want trapped water. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this instead. I will build 2 terrain blocks here, because it doesn't need to be that deep. And then build a double floodgate on top, moving this floodgate here, blasting this down. So it's unnecessarily complex solution, but that's the way I want it. Alright, Beavs. Let's get it. I think what I'm trying to say is I think this is the more elegant solution. And the easier, or rather more elegant solutions, just easier to visually understand. Which is why I'm going this route. And for the aesthetics, I'll blast here too. It's kind of weird to have like a weird a lip there. There we go. That is the last of it. And of course, I could have like had the pathway go the other way too, but because you could do something. Well, actually, it would be a little challenging to go the other way because the stairs are right there. How is the horseshoe bend? Almost done. 2/3 or so. We still have plenty of bad water. Food is like maybe a little low. I think what I'll do, what is our water level now? Half. Let's let some of this water flow in to the main river. Maybe completely flow. Look at that flood. I wasted some, obviously. A throttle valve would be smarter to build. That's another thing we could do, is to put in a throttle valve, like here, so that I can throttle valve this water, rather than just like lower floodgates. And that's more of a controlled flow, rather than the uncontrolled flow, which then overflows and wastes water. ultimately, once the irrigation tunnels are done, it's kind of moot, which is why I'm not too worried about it. Where are we at now? We have nearly all of this done. Sweet. And I'm re-engaging the Badwater rig now that we don't have... Well, I still actually have a lot of injured, but we don't have... We had some unemployment, so I'm employing them as blasters. So with 19 days left and the depth at 0.89, most of the crops will not die before end of drought. Because there should be water left. So we might lose some carrots, but like that's about it. And it's because it's a shorter drought than last time, you know, I'm not too worried. So all we need is... Yep, there we go. There's the path. So now we have floodgates where we can control all the water flow up here. And in fact, I could even let some of this water down as just an example. Food stocks are looking a little low. Yeah, we've been growing the population and not like adding food processing. But it's not like we're going to starve, so I'm not too worried about that. Because well-being is our next big goal. There's going to be plenty of time to do it, I think. Another thing I could do is temporarily hire a gatherer flag to gather up blueberries. And chestnuts. As just a added boost of... So, I mean, we're not roasting the chestnuts, but at least the blueberries we are. Alright, this is all set. Max depth reached. And all that's left here is to blast the center pillar down to the same level. So soon it will just be the connecting tunnel, and then seeing how it works, we might need to widen it. But we're pretty close to having that done. And having the bad tide diverting done. And I really hope that this can handle the volume of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 source blocks. But if it can't, we can always make it wider. And if it does spill over, we can force it to spill over somewhere controlled rather than somewhere uncontrolled. So I'm not too worried about the spillover. I may also, for my mental wellness, want to connect these floodgates. Maybe put 3 floodgates in the middle rather than 2 on the sides. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. It's like a cosmetic project, but it's going to be a little bit easier to control, which is nicer for me. So I'll have like 3 in the middle instead. Where'd the other... Oh, down there? Oh, that's nice. Great. Whatever. Alright, that's probably enough bad tide water. We have 12 injuries, so we'll just stop that for a bit. Let our haulers catch back up. Alright, gather flag. Give it a little pause. And that's why I'm not too worried about, like, food shortages, because I can very easily just, like, gather a flag, and obviously blueberries aren't going to help with well-being, but it does stop starvation. So it was never really a concern. because I could just increase the amount of food that we produce whenever I wanted. So the main river is about 2/3 depth with 16 days left. Solid. And this is at max blast depth now. Perfect. All right, now the struggle is going to be how to ramp down here. Because it's pretty ridiculously deep. And symmetry is going to be thrown out the door because, like, at this elevation, we have to go left or right. Well, I suppose we could go both. Right? If I put, like, a plank here and then... I guess that's like a flex project. Just, like, flexing that we have a lot of wood. You know, why not? I'm not against that. Something silly. Wouldn't you need to put a platform by the new Badwater floodgates to finish placing all the dirt? So at the bottom of this, we are going to want like a platform here. So once everything else is built, I'm going to have to redesign this section here so that we can raise this up or like, yeah, I don't think we can. We actually might be able to blast diagonally, now that I think about it, from this spot. We'll see. But I need to get down there first to be able to know. So now that we have the, I think we're just about ready to have the Badwater diverter completely built up. We just have a few more soil blocks left to place. We can solely focus on the irrigation tunnels. Yeah, it's a hell of a staircase, that's for sure. It's fancy. It looks like we might need more dirt, because I only have enough dirt to place like 9 more tiles. So we'll have to dig it up. There's a missing path piece. Oh, right. Right at the top. Right here. There we go. So those two are not placeable because we can't path there, but I'll just build these and yeah, and then it's no problem. Cool. I like it. It's simple to understand. It's elegant. Works for me. And yeah, I could always make it a T input if I need to go around it. True. That's better than like removing all the vertical platforms. There's still water in the upper middle level to fill my river. Yes, here you mean? I guess I can add that too. It's not a lot of water because it's been evaporating at the same rate, but it does nothing. It doesn't even flow enough. I mean, the thing is, at some point we could always dam this up to be deeper. There's really nothing stopping us from treating this as like also an aquifer to feed the main river. It's just, I'm not really worried about the main river. That could be like a future project. The reason to keep the main river liquid is only when we start to do aquascaping, aquaculture, when we're planting food on water, right? So when we get the aquatic farmhouse, we're going to want surface water, probably at 4 depth, but surface water available to us for that food source. But like, that's a future project that is completely out of scope with what I'm doing right now, so I'm not going to worry about that at all. Okay, we probably have enough soil to finish. Yeah, we definitely do. So pause that. We have enough soil to finish this up. We have 13 days of drought left. We've only gone maybe 2 tiers of water there. Doesn't seem to be a big deal. Check the tunnel. Good call. It's been a while. Oh! Busy beavers. Busy beavers. I'm going to pause my planks because I have nowhere to put the planks we are recouping from the tunnel blasting. Well, no, that's not true. There's plenty of places to put the planks. It happens to be right here where we're building, I guess. And I have 1 unemployed beaver, so I guess I'll put 3 people in the Badwater rig. The pump and cube tank going pretty well for the drought? Yeah, absolutely. Another thing we could do is, if we ever want to, we can blast this down another level so that this water can easily flow into the main tank. Because it gets cut off, obviously, after like a 1 level of evaporation. But I have access to a lot more water here, hypothetically, if I just used a little bit of dynamite. Which, you know, is not a big ask. Okay. I would say, although I do still want the triple platform and the dirt fill, the Badwater Diverter is likely done. And then the only question that I have left is, can it handle the volume that we need it to handle? But I'm willing to guess yes. I think probably, given the depth and the width, it should be okay. We might need to make it wider. Maybe I'm just going to go overkill. Just out of an abundance of caution, I'll have it go wider now. Because it's not like I don't have the bombs for it. And building during drought's like the best season, because I don't have to deal with the consequence of like bad water flow or whatever. Better be safe than sorry. Yeah, absolutely. I'm worried that like 2 wide is not enough to handle the flow here. 3 wide and 3 deep should be, because that's a lot of cubic or meters of potential space or whatever you want to call it. Do aquatic plants need 1 deep water? Or can they be planted deeper? You can plant them on any depth. They're like, think of them as like lily pads. They float. I'm pretty sure. I suppose, don't quote me, but I'm like 99% sure that that is the case. So 3 deep. So it does mean we're going to need another floodgate there, another floodgate there. No biggie. If I tunnel fast enough, I could fill up the river from the flood, the staircase pit. I could. There's not a lot of water in the staircase pit, though. I haven't really been filling it, so there's only like a 1 unit deep water. So it's not a lot. Wouldn't be helpful, I don't think. In terms of like actual irrigation. Yo, pick up the... Okay, so we're completely out of planks, except for we're not completely out of planks, because there's lots of planks. So the haulers just need to haul these planks away. I'll re-engage the plank makers. But I was hoping that they would actually, you know, grab the planks from where they are, but I don't know, they're not. Do beavers take the planks from the rubble place? Yeah, they are. Okay, so this platform here is just a convenience platform as an alternative path to get to over the other side. Our river depth is about 20% with 9 days left. And there's 30-ish planks underground ready to be grabbed. Sweet. Got the whole blasting row ready to go. Try to get that in the next 9 days. Should be pretty easy to do, so that we can get the associated floodgates in as well. And then I can mark it off as the priority. We can get rid of that finally. Alright, I'm gonna guess the large water pump runs dry. Yeah, it's definitely gonna run dry before the end of this drought, but that should be no problem. Oh yeah, this section is, you're right, it is 2 deep, not 3 deep, because it's higher up in the river. So it should be 2 deep here. Okay, let's fix that. Good catch. I would have had to landfill it. There. Well, let's hope that all the, like, extract and dynamite is... we can grab. But I am sitting on 140 dynamite and 140 extract, so it's not like I'm hurting for that stuff. And blow the whole map wide open if we wanted to. That'd be a thing. I'll even do this. I doubt it's necessary. But I like blowing things up, so. The flattening. I'm sure there's players that have done that. That just like flatten the map except for where like the deep spots are, because you can't. As just a flex. Alright, almost all that dynamite is placed. And then we'll get the floodgates in, and we still have a week to do it, so ain't much of a rush. Come on, someone, do it. Deliver. No! Okay, it's go time! Sweet! So, build a double floodgate there and there. We have access to both. And it's kind of weird that this is like just a diving board or something. But I'm fine with it being a little weird. Now, 1 second. making her comfy. And also, you know, hiding, making the green screen work. So our wellness probably could now use, with the population gain that we have, the extra campfire and rooftop terrace that I queued up and paused because we didn't need it at the time. But now that we have like 45 rather than like 38 beavers, we'll add that back in. And that shouldn't be too hard. It's not expensive or anything like that. So the rest of the project is waiting on this bad boy. So I'll set these to high, so we prioritize them over other things. But this is actually pretty close. The actual stair pieces are missing, but a lot of the like underlying platform requirements is already in. So it shouldn't be too long until that's finished. The 2 double floodgates and a bunch of stairs, and then we'll wrap up the tunnel. Thank you for tuning in to Timberborn 1.0, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow beavers.